Hey friends, welcome back. Got another video for you. This is part 2 of the Bumblebee review. I decided to split it up because why not? I'm going to do the same with Optimus because they're 2-in-1 sets. Really, they're very special in that case. This is Lego Transformers, the second set. It's pretty awesome that we have 2 of them. I'll get to that at the end though, as for my thoughts on who we can get next. But here's Bumblebee. This is the robot mode this time. So in part 1, I talked about the vehicle mode or the car mode, whatever. So we're going to talk about the robot mode. What I like, what I don't like. There's only like really 1 or 2 nitpicky things that I don't like about the robot mode. But yeah, the Bumblebee is freaking awesome. This is based on the G1. Well, it's 90% G1, so Generation 1, which means original, original Bumblebee. And I guess 10% is original for Lego. It's taking a little bit of liberties with some of the design, but it is really nice to see. I'll give you 360 of him. I'd say probably the weakest look-wise is probably the side, because you can see there's a bit of a hole in there. That makes sense. I'll mention that later. There's something in the back which is really funny. We'll get to that later. And he's got the stuff on the back, and he's pretty comparable to Optimus in terms of weight. He's about 2 pounds, give or take. Optimus was like 5 pounds, so he's a big boy. Yeah, Bumblebee is pretty hefty. He's got a lot to him. He's got a weight. He's not some little janky thing. I got him for 80. He's 90 though, which I still think is a good price. Depends on if you're willing to have an original Bumblebee. Obviously, you can modify it. But if you have the Optimus, it's kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, this is a great model. One of the weak points, I'll get it out of the way, is the fact that there's no leg movement. His legs are like straight up. They're static, which is fine because that's how Optimus was. You could kind of get Optimus into walking mode. It's... because these guys are really heavy. They have a lot of bulk to them, so the fact that the legs don't move, that's really fine. It doesn't really matter. They're just bricks. They're thick bricks, but they look great. And speaking of, there's actually printed pieces on the legs right here, and they're made in their just for the set, which is great, in black. They look really nice. Speaking of printed pieces, let's just go around, I guess. The Autobot, obviously, logos are iconic. They are fantastic. You get 2 of them, and you can actually swap them out with the Beetle mode. If you don't want to have them on there, you could just have the tiles. You get extra tiles. So if you don't want the Autobot symbol, you can, swap them out, which is nice. I'm going to keep them on there because it's awesome. 2 specific parts for this set. Well, I guess all of them are specific to this one, but the head actually has a slope piece with the print on there, and then the Optimus Prime faceplate, except it's in light gray. It's got the Bumblebee face on there. It's great. We'll get to the head in a little bit, but those are all the decorated parts, aside from the stickers. There's actually not that many stickers in this set, only like 5, which is really nice. For a collector set, you kind of want to see that, so that's great. As for movement, there's a decent amount. The legs are kind of heavy, but you can kind of get him to walk. He's got hip movement, and it's really rickety. I'm sure you can modify it. You can look it up. He does plenty of arm movement, so look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. He's got wrist movement and hand movement and fingers. Look, he's got fingers, articulated fingers. That's great. Unfortunately, this is probably something I can modify, but you can see there is a joint right here. It's kind of blocking, or I guess a pin, and it's blocking the arm from coming down all the way. I can modify that. That's probably one of my few complaints with the robot mode, is the fact that the arms aren't all the way down. So the shoulder pads are really up there, but it looks great. Any other movement? We've got the head, obviously, on the ball joint, so that's got the most movement. So that works really well. Other than that, everything just moves for the, the transformation. I'm not going to show it in this one, because it takes a little bit. It took me, I'm gonna be honest, it took me a little bit to get used to it. It's a common complaint with this set against the Optimus. Is the transformation. It's very difficult. It's really not. If you have experience with Transformers in the past, like I have, it's really not that hard. You just have to be delicate. You have to be patient. That's the key. You have to be very patient. But once you are, it's really easy to swip, back and forth, swap it. It's really easy. You just have to get used to it. So if you're on the fence, look at the book. It's not that hard. But if it is for you, that's fine. Transformers is not for everyone. But regardless, this is a great figure. And I like that it's based on the original. I'm used to the Michael Bay Bumblebee, so this is a little bit different for me, but it's a good different. It's cool to have the classic Bumblebee. It's just very nice to see. It's very cool. And I love the colors. I mentioned this in part one, but I love the bright yellow. It's so eye-catching. It's like super poppy. And then you've got the black as well. And the dark blue of the gun. We'll talk about the gun in a minute. But yeah, it's just so it's so seamless with the colors. Same with Optimus. Optimus has a lot more colors, but Bumblebee, it's just so good. It looks so nice. And I was kind of on the fence with this because of the transforming thing, but it's not that hard. It took me like maybe a day to get used to it. Anyway, he actually doesn't have as many accessories as Optimus, which I guess is fine because it's Bumblebee. He doesn't really need that much stuff. He's got this Autobot blaster. It's freaking cool. Let me see if I can get you to see that. This thing is sweet. It's got a black color scheme with dark blue. So that's really nice to see. I really like that. Unfortunately, you can't put it in the car mode. I mean, I tried to put it on the back. You can kind of hook it up to the back with a clip, but it's not meant to be seen in car mode. But you could have a blaster on there. As for how it works, it's got this little clip on the bottom, and it clips onto this right here. So you can see that little bar, and this clip goes in the bar. And it goes like so, if it wants to work. There we go. And you can have his hands grip it. It's definitely more secure than the Optimus rifle. That one's a little bit looser, but yeah, it works really well. Unfortunately, Bumblebee's arms can't move out. Like, you can't move it out, like, farther than this. But you can, again, you can probably modify it. But yeah, you got the gun. It looks so good. Although he's kind of a scout, so I don't know why he would need a gun, but still, it's so cool that you get one. And yeah, as for the back, this is really funny to me. So these pieces here, these right here, the gray and the light gray, these pieces were created just for this set to make him transform, which are very helpful. But it looks like, I'm gonna have to say it, it's gonna be kind of awkward, but it makes it look like he's got Bumble butt cheeks, okay? It looks really silly. Like, if you look at it like a butt, it's hilarious, but still, it looks great. It just looks like butt cheeks from some, I don't know. It's just hilarious, but yeah, they function really well. They look good. And it's just funny to me that it looks like that unintentionally, and it's hilarious, and I love it. But yeah, I don't know if the designers thought about that, but it's just funny. But yeah, it's got this gap in the middle, that's fine. He's very heavy up top, so he's got a lot of stability. Like, he's very sturdy. He's so sturdy. Look. He's incredibly sturdy, which is great, because that's what you want in a collector set, right? I like that a lot. As for the back, it's really bulky. It's got the bumpers design, if it will focus, and it's got the big, this is kind of weird to me, as it falls off. This is the windshield piece that you take off for the Beetle mode. I'm sorry, you put it on there for Beetle mode, and then you take it off when he transforms. And so you can plug this on the back, and it kind of stays on there pretty well. and it's meant to look like wings, or Lego calls it a jetpack. It's not a jetpack. It doesn't look like a jetpack at all. It's like little bumble wings. It's fine. Like, it looks really good, but it doesn't. It makes him super back heavy, I guess. And you put this panel down there, and I don't know. It's really bulky on the back. Like, if you take it off, then it's fine. But yeah, you can adjust all of this section, of course, how you want it. But yeah, it's a little weird, but you know, it's fine. It looks enough like a wing. Okay, it's cool. Okay, but you're not going to be looking at him from the back, so that's fine. As for the head is probably the best part of this. It's so rounded, like it's so perfectly shaped. It's got like these great axe pieces in yellow as his horns, and it's got all these rounded edges, and the face of this set, like the face that they put is so good. Like it's so animated, but it's very charming. It just looks great with the way that they did the smile and the eyes and the different designs with the, forehead. It's so good that they have the printed parts. It's really nice. And obviously the movement of the head is pretty much limitless. You can even do backwards head. Um but yeah, it's really freaking nice. I like the blue, highlighting the blue windshields and stuff. It's very nice. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Like, I was a little bit nervous when I bought this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but then I ended up really liking it. I think in some ways it's better than Optimus. I think stability wise he's better than Optimus, and I think, like, in terms of the color scheme, I think it's a lot brighter. Um, but yeah, it's a very lovely set. I have to say it's really well done. Here's the feet. It's not too much to look at. I don't think I showed the feet too much, but oh yeah, there's also the tires on the bottom. So he's very sturdy. He's very stable. He's not gonna fall off, which is great. And one last thing, he does come with the plaque. Same thing as Optimus. It's a little bit different. It's got the tech specs, but it looks really nice. He's a scout. It's got the quote, the Autobot logo, and it's really, really freaking nice. I love this. It's so, like, well designed. Like, it just looks so charming, and it's very nice. Highly recommend this. I would first recommend this for Transformers fans and obviously Lego enthusiasts. But if you're both, you need to get this, especially if you have the Optimus. Come on. Speaking of the Optimus, he is way taller because, I mean, that makes sense, right? But yeah, Bumblebee's a little bit smaller. That makes sense. But just wanted to show them together briefly. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I don't like. No, it's, again, transformation is not that hard. It's really, you just have to get used to it. But yeah, you can get him in some decent poses. You could probably modify stuff. That's probably what I'll do. It's probably modified the legs. But yeah, it's a really nice set for sure. I actually prefer the car mode, but it's up to you, again, what you want to do with it. I pretty much have no complaints. The price is really great, and you're getting a solid model. It's really intricate. It's really dense. It's got a lot to it, a lot of useful parts, and he looks great in either mode for sure. And yeah, that's about it for Bumblebee here. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer the Michael Bay Bumblebee, or do you prefer, the any version? There's so many. But let me know what you think of this set, good and bad. And are you going to be modifying this one? Do you prefer if they would make someone else? Speaking of, I want to talk about that really quick. So I think, in terms of other sets that they could do on the Autobot side, we definitely need to get RC or Jazz or maybe Beachcomber or Sunstreaker at some point. One of those, probably RC, that'd be the ideal. Or we just need a Decepticon. We need a Decepticon at this point. I'm going to be honest. I love the Autobots, but the Decepticons are so awesome. We need to get Soundwave, for sure. Megatron, obviously. I don't know if they're going to do him, though, because of the gun thing, the tank thing, the jet thing. They don't like military stuff. So that's probably off the table. Or we could do Starscream, obviously. It just depends. Devastator. There's so many, but we need Soundwave. Okay, I want him. We need to get Soundwave. But as for yeah, that's it for my rambling. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this set. I know it's getting so much hate. I don't get it. It's really well done. I really don't see the hate. Why? It's not bad. What is bad about this? I really don't see that. But that's it. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for the Optimus review. That'll also be 2 parts, and I will let you know when that is getting revealed or released. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna do one more video on the transformation just to show you, just a step by step, I guess, just for fun. But that's it. Let me know what you think. Take care, and I'll see you later.